Hey everybody, this is Nathan here at the Gold Cove. It is a wonderful day to be alive. It's actually a Friday, so Friday's a good day for most folks. Couple things I want to talk to you about today. We got a great video. I think if we titled the video today, it might be something like the do's and don'ts of selling an inherited collection, or never do this before you sell, or prepare your family. I don't know. You decide. We'll decide the title. A couple cool things came in this week I want to highlight. There are a couple coins that came in this week that I want to say that are do not buys, the way this person bought it. But anyway, I hope everybody's having a great day out there. Gold and silver are really holding the line. They're kind of moving, but you know, they're pretty steady. We're at our highest 200, pretty obvious, but we're at our highest 200-day moving average for silver ever. And it feels different than the 80s when it went up real high and crashed down, and 2011 when it went up real high and came down. It's kind of holding. Now, we do need to hold another 3, 4, 5, 6 months to just, but man, we're doing it. We're doing it. It's good. I get questions sometimes, and we get a lot of coins through inheritance. And so it seems like to me, the man who's accumulating and amassing a coin collection, his propensity is just never to sell. He's just a buyer. And even though if he thinks, oh, it'd be a good idea to sell, or it'd be a good idea to liquidate, and I shouldn't say just man and woman, but most of the coin collectors, sellers are men. But even if he thinks it's a good idea to sell and liquidate, he just can't bring himself to it. And so most times when a collection comes in, or many times a big collection comes in, it's from the heir. And we'll even get it from like attorneys, estates, things like that. But there are some things that you should do in preparation if you are the stacker or collector. I will say, like, my sons now, they're grown, they're young men, good-looking young guys, men of character, and I'm grateful for that. But before, when they were little, like I told my wife, I spent a little time with her. I'm like, honey, if anything ever happens to me, you'll go see this person to sell a bunch of stuff. And that is really something that I see a lot of people that just forsake that part of things. I have good customers that have turned into good friends, and they will write notes and keep it in their collection. Say, hey, if anything goes, go see Nathan at the Gold Cove, or we can trust Nathan at the Gold Cove. Or they'll give their kids stuff when they're alive and say, hey, if you guys need to liquidate this stuff, I don't care. Go see my buddy Nate down at the Gold Cove. I'm not really plugging myself when maybe I am, but not on purpose. What I am saying is have a plan. Have a plan. So now that my sons are grown, it's not as important that my wife knows what to do, because the boys are in the business. They know what's going on. They know how to handle things. But you really should. You owe it to your family. If you're 70, 80, I got 90-year-old customers, bless them. Thank God for them. They still come in here and they still buy things. You really owe it to your family to have like a liquidation plan, or because I mean, a lot of people are going to inherit coins and keep them. They're just not. And so you really should spend some time. If you've amassed, it's super common to amass hundreds of thousands, especially if you're in gold and silver, hundreds of thousands of dollars in value. And if you haven't made a plan for your widow or for your children to figure out what they got or what to do, it's just exasperating. It's kind of neglect, and it's common. It's very, very common. And so the next thing I would say is once you've taught them, if you haven't taught them and you're someone that just inherited these coins, it's nice to do some research, but I will say the internet is not your friend. It just, most people don't know how to, it can be, but most people don't know how to use it. And so they will research some coins, and they'll take a coin that's worth $40, and now all of a sudden it's worth $4,000 based on their internet research. And so now that does not enable anybody to sell anything. It just kind of paralyzes them with, do I trust this guy? He said it's worth $40 and the internet said 4,000. And another thing I'll see, I should have brought a sample out, is people will take they'll take all these sandwich bags and they'll put like all the same year wheat pennies in it, or a string of year wheat pennies, and they'll label it and they'll count it and they'll put paper, like I got 48 1937 Buffalo dimes, and I got this and I got that. And it's just a lot of work for something that we're going to totally undo if you bring in. Because most times those common things that people are sorting and bagging up, we're just going to stack it and count it as, a couple wheat pennies or buffalo pennies, or not buffalo nickels. It's not worth a whole lot of money. Probably what you should do if you inherit a valuable coin collection is you should kind of talk to somebody in the family, a friend of your father's or your grandfather's, somebody that knows a little bit about coins. And so it's a delicate thing because you don't want to say, hey, I just got all these hundreds of thousands of dollars in coins. Can you tell me about them or give me an idea of value? Unless they already kind of know, right? If it was already your an uncle or somebody that's into that world. But you really don't want to go into a coin dealer or a coin show or a pawn shop cold. You just don't, unless you've been instructed by the person that collected all this stuff. But just going in cold doesn't help the dealer that might be buying it or appraising it or making an offer on it. If you don't know anything about that, it's tough for you to sell in your mind, right? And you're like, I don't mind selling it for $90,000 if it's worth $105,000, but I want to know what it's worth before the dealer tells me what it's worth. And so you should try to figure out how to get an idea of the value, whether you go on local forums, not local forums, but internet forums or something. You don't want to broadcast to the world that, hey, I got all this valuable stuff. But you do need to figure out, like, hey, is this a super rare high-end collection? Is this just bullion? Is this just mail? And what are those magazines, Caleb? Like, they used to have those magazines that people would order stuff out of all the time. Littleton, catalogs, stuff like that. Is this just Littleton, almost worthless coins? Or is this something super valuable? And so once you have some education, that enables you to mentally be able to sell it if you want to. I think it's important, like in families, sometimes I've had families come in, 3 or 4 of them. There's a collection. If somebody in that family wants it, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool that it would be a legacy passed down. Most people aren't going to want it. So if you came in, there was 3 siblings, they're in their 40s, and the coin dealer says, hey, I appraise this as $80,000, and somebody in the family, just let them buy it for what the dealer would buy it for if somebody wants to step up and take it as part of their portion of the inheritance, something like that. Because there is a little bit of like, hey, Dad collected all this stuff, or Grandpa collected this stuff, and I'm into it, and I went to shows with my dad or my grandpa. And so that's cool if you want to keep it. But most people aren't gonna. And to be frank, some people run here as quick as they can and just sell it. And that I'll ask, like, what happened? Oh, my father died 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, geez, they didn't wait long. And so it's good to do a little bit of research. The internet's not really going to help you out a whole lot, typically, unless you really know how to do it, unless you're really practical and non-emotional, because you can see a coin that's the date of your coin that's worth 40, and then you'll see one that's 4,000, and you'll automatically claim, I got the $4,000 one. Happens every single day in here, every single day. And so, yeah, I don't know what else to add to that. Caleb, did you anything? He's shaking his head no. He's supposed to help me out with some more questions sometimes when I slow down. But it's good to know what you have. And I will say, like, I bought one time this man, I don't know if I can give too many details, but there was a family that had a lot of gold coins, and they did not know it for years. And so the man was selling in hundreds of thousands of gold coins. And I remember one time he's like, should I keep some of these? And I'm like, that's up to you guys. I mean, it may be a good thing that you do want to keep if you know or care or can protect it right or secure it right. And so I think he did. He ended up keeping a bunch of it, and over the next 3, 4, 5 years, gold had tripled. And so it was good that he sold what he found in the family. Years later, after the person had died, they found this stuff in their belongings, and that was good because gold had gone up quite a bit, over $2,000, which was a big high at that time. And then he kept some more, and it kept going up. So bullion, I think you want to treat bullion differently. Like if you have gold and silver bullion, you will probably should look at it differently as, well, this is a possibility we might keep this as family value, family assets, or personal value, personal assets, versus coins. If you're just not into them, you don't care about them, but they can still be very valuable. That stuff, you might just sell it. But the gold and silver, it does fight against inflation, and it's a good form of savings. So you kind of look at those two things differently and treat them differently. Some of the cool things that came in this week. A $500 bill. Actually, we really had to pay up for this. It's graded. The guy that sold it, a sophisticated seller, kind of knew what he wanted, which is a good thing for us if you know what you want. And those, they're not hot like they used to be, but they're still very desirable. And it's a cool piece of history. Most people will come in and see these in the showcase, $500 bill, $1,000 bill, and say, I didn't even know we made those. Another thing, I have, excuse me, I have this customer, he collected these medallions, and they're just kind of wild. And this one is just a 10-carat medallion. And he's sold big things like that to us before where they're, thousands of dollars. And that one's 10K, 10 carat. Thousands and thousands of dollars just in these big old gold medallions. Must have been really cheap when he bought it because we can't melt them fast enough, to tell you the truth. I just don't see people coming in to buy 10-carat medallions. He also had this pretty cool, it's like a proof, large type gold sovereign. And so that's a little bit over an ounce. He usually would come in a wood box and with that paperwork, so he's missing a piece of it. But that was kind of neat. I don't buy those very often, once a year or something. Here's a big don't do. All right, I was doing the math on this. Let me see where this coin goes. This one goes here. And so we're not supposed to show his name. It's not on there. Let's see. Caleb, you're going to blur out the name, right?
All right. Yeah.
Caleb's going to blur out the name. But anyway, we won't even put it on there. But this is a really, really nice coin. That's a commemorative. It's a proof. It's a high relief. U.S. Mint made it. Great coin. Beautiful imagery. People like those. This guy, when gold was, and he probably watches our don't get mad at me. He probably watches our shows. This guy, gold was $1,850. When we brought these in, he brought his notes with him. Gold was $1,850, the spot price, and he paid $2,950 for that. $2,950. That's a spot plus $1,100 price. And I'll be honest with you, when he brought these in, we paid him pretty close to what we would pay for bullion because are they worth more? Yeah, this is worth more. But do they move? Not really. And so we're not going to put out a whole lot of extra money just to let it sit around. But a great coin, if you wanted to buy that from us, I don't know, Caleb, how much over spot is something like that? Yeah, $200 to $300. I'm going to say 3. Caleb put up 2. I'm going to say 300. Now he's going higher. What was that?
250.
250. Well, I'm saying 3. Right. So I'm going to charge plus 300 on this because it's cool. We'll just keep it here if not. But he paid plus 1,100. And if you think of the percentage-wise, right, it was $1,850. He paid plus 11. Right now, gold is $4,800, and I'm going to charge plus 3. And so the percentage is way smaller the way that we're doing it. It's just kind of a ripoff. It was just a ripoff. And but I mean, he made money on it. Gold went up so fast, he still actually made money on it, but not as well as it could have been for sure. This coin is even worse, believe it or not. That's more of a common coin, if you ask me. That's just a proof gold eagle, really nice. It's in the slab. If you see that at a store, I would tell you not to pay more than a couple $100 over spot for it. Bought this in the same era. Spot was $1,800. He wants to show this. Caleb, he's giving me the spot was $1,825. And when he bought that, how much did he pay, Caleb?
$3,725.
$3,725. The grand total of spot plus $1,900. You know what makes a lot more sense to me? 2 gold eagles. He could have bought 2 gold eagles at that time for the same price, and instead of getting $4,800 for 1 gold eagle when he sold it, he would have got almost $10,000 for 2 gold eagles. So I think we made a video. Did I make it? Somebody else make it of like how to buy right, what not to buy, what to stay away from. Perfect example. These coins, they're not terrible to buy. They're terrible to buy for monstrous premiums. And so something like this, you come in here a couple $100 over spot, you own it, and it's a fine buy at that point. But when you pay more in premium than you do for the gold, for something that's not special, really, it's mildly special, you're going to be underwater. And so I think that is it for today's show. You guys have a great weekend. The weather's really clearing up around here. Hope it is for you guys. Get outside, get in the garden. I don't know. Just enjoy the nature. Spring is such a great time. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our videos. Throw in some comments if you have learned some lessons on some things that you bought. If you have big metals like this, bring them in. We're going to melt them down. You'll get good money for them. I don't know why I said that, but you probably don't have these, nor should you. But hey, guys, thanks for watching. Enjoy the weekend.
Thank you guys for watching our videos, subscribing to the channel, and liking our content. We are truly enjoying this journey on YouTube with all of you, and I hope you guys are as well. Be sure to be subscribed to the channel and notified on all of our content. And most importantly, buy precious metals, and don't forget to check out Cameron's whatnot called Gold Cove Cam on there. Things are going way too cheap. It's exciting. It's fun. I'm on there. Pops is on there. Cams is on there. And yeah, don't forget to, throw in some suggestions in the comments down below of what you want to see. Or if you want to be on film, please also let us know. Take care, everyone. We appreciate y'all. Have a great day.